Today is December 8th, 2015. Tango's doing good. Doesn't look like I'm going to be taking Mr. Carlson for any more walks. He, um, he ended up trying on Thanksgiving to go and see his daughter, and he got pulled over for not driving that great. And they thought he was drinking, and they evaluated him and determined that he wasn't drinking, and then they told him to drive back home, which he tried to, but then they witnessed him not driving that great. Took like a wide turn pulling out of the parking spot where they were, the gas station. And so they took his license away. And then the next day, I guess his daughter showed up at that night and talked to him while I was trying to go and get his car that was left at the gas station. And he might have said some things to his daughter about like wanting to end it all, or the frustration or the problems he's having now are so discouraging he might want to just end it all. That's what I'm assuming. I don't know that for sure. And then the very next day after that, the police showed up and they took his firearms, seized them, and wrote a really bad report about his living conditions there at home, with boxes all over the place inside and like plumbing that wasn't up to par. It should have been fixed. And so she admitted him to, first she took him to the clinic, and then she had him admitted to Manchester Hospital, where they're evaluating him and doing tests, and they're saying that he's not strong enough to go back home by himself. And now his daughter and son-in-law have been over there clearing out the house, and they say they're doing it because they don't want the fire marshal to come in and condemn the place, because there's boxes all over the place making it a fire hazard, or an ingress fire hazard. And but they're throwing a lot of his stuff away. So, and I heard them over say that he's not going to be able to come back home. So I think they've already made a determination that they're just going to put him in a nursing home, and they're actually cleaning out his house now so that they can just sell it and just get him off their hands and put him in a nursing home. I think that's what they're doing, because they're taking everything out of the house, throwing a lot of stuff away and things like that. I've been warning him about this for the past couple years, that he needs to start like getting rid of a lot of that stuff, trying to sell it on Craigslist or eBay, and start taking better care of himself and all this other stuff, because I knew this was going to happen, but he never listened. So now he's having all his stuff taken away, and he's losing his freedom. He's going to go into a nursing home. That's what it looks like. But my battery's not lasting that long in this camera, but I'll see maybe if I can do some recording of him when I go and visit him in a couple days over at the hospital. Tango's doing good. I ended up taking him to the vet yesterday. He had his shots and yearly checkup and stuff. And he looks really good. He's gained a little bit of weight. He's back up to like 114 or 115 now, because I've been spoiling him. I give him like tuna fish at night and treats, like some bacon now and then, and different things. I gotten him down before to like right around 100, but he's gained that back. I think that's the size that he wants to be at, is around like 114 or 115. But he's been really good. His dry skin's starting to come back a little bit, but I've been managing it with that flea comb and giving him like the fish and the food and the tuna fish and things like that. So it's been easier to manage, just because I know that I've had a couple years to see how it affects him when the weather starts to get colder. Go on. This is the bridge where me and Mr. Carlson used to always stop and talk for a while. He'd lean up against that railing and we'd talk for about 5 minutes, take a break, and then start walking again. It's been kind of quiet on these walks, because I used to always talk to him while we were walking, so it's a little bit of a change. In some ways it's good, and in some ways I kind of miss having somebody to chat and stuff with while I'm walking. But never know, maybe I'll meet somebody else that wants to come back here and start going for walks. talk to the dog, but he's not going to be able to talk back. Maybe he'll bark back. You a good boy? Tango. You a good boy? Yeah? Tango's a good boy.